Hi, I'm Stu from HiveMind Automation and welcome to the Hive. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at this SwitchBot bot. As always, we'll take a look around the outside of the box, we'll take it out of the box, we'll get it set up with the native app. And if we've got time, I'm going to see if I can get this one set up in Home Assistant as well. So while I roll the intro, why don't you take a moment to subscribe? And if you hit the bell icon, you'll get notified when I release new videos, and that's normally each week. While you're at it, if you like what I do here and you want to support the channel, there's some affiliate links to smart home gadgets that you can buy for your own smart home and support the channel at the same time, or you can support the channel directly through my Buy Me a Coffee link. Of course, those affiliate links and my Buy Me a Coffee are all available from my website, hivemindautomation.com.au. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. So the SwitchBot bot is the device that really launched the SwitchBot brand, and in my opinion at least, it's an ingenious way to automate light switches without needing an electrician or even replacing light globes, and it takes seconds to install. It essentially has a little arm that comes out of the side to either push or pull on a switch or button. If we take a look at the website, we can see that the basic premise is that it has a small arm that comes out the side that either pushes or pulls on a switch or a button. Now, it is worth mentioning, and we can also see this on the website, that this SwitchBot doesn't really work with most of the standard Australian switch types, these little toggle switches here, or even these older style larger switches. It does, however, seem really well designed for these larger paddle style switches, which I believe are more common in North America. And it seems also that it may even work with something like a Hue remote there. All of that said, the SwitchBot bot isn't just limited to toggling lights on and off. As you can see, it's essentially an automated finger for pressing buttons. And again, here on their website, we can even see an example here of using it to trigger a coffee machine. There's even testimonials from customers where they've set it up to trigger their coffee machine. And essentially, it can be used to press just about any button. Some of their suggestions include things like switching on a computer, a light switch, or a coffee machine. So it is a bit interesting. It even says on the back of the box, coffee machine, computer, or thermostat. So, and we'll see that when we get to looking at the box itself. Now, really, I think the only limit with the buttons that you can push is going to be your imagination, and maybe to some degree the button that you want to press. It is priced at $29.99 US dollars or $44.99 Australian on Amazon at the moment, and I'll put affiliate links in the video description. They're available in either white or black. That said, though, I only seem to be able to find the black on the SwitchBot website, so it may be a little bit harder to find the black. Full disclosure, of course, about the price, though, SwitchBot did kindly send me this unit at no cost to me, along with the SwitchBot curtains that I reviewed in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, I will put a card in the top right-hand corner for you. Now, like much of the SwitchBot ecosystem, this little device communicates using Bluetooth low energy. So in regards to prerequisites, the only real requirement to get this up and running is going to be to have a Bluetooth enabled smartphone. You also need to have the SwitchBot app, and you may also need to have an account on the SwitchBot app, although it seems that that may in fact be optional. In order to expand the functionality to include voice control, you do need to make a separate purchase of the SwitchBot Hub, which we'll be reviewing in a future video. Or if you are a Home Assistant user and you have Bluetooth set up on your Home Assistant, either through a Raspberry Pi wireless module that has the Bluetooth on board, or a separate Bluetooth USB dongle plugged into your home automation system, you can interface with this just using Bluetooth on Home Assistant, and we will hopefully get a chance to take a look at that a little bit later. So let's take a look around the outside of the box. Now, on the front, we see we've got SwitchBot Bot, press mechanical buttons in various ways as you like. It says to add a SwitchBot hub to support the following services, works with Alexa, Google, Siri, IFT, and SmartThings. On the right-hand edge, download the SwitchBot app, install your bot, and control your bot via the SwitchBot app. On the back is where we saw the application cases that I mentioned before: light switch, coffee machine, computer, and thermostat, and just kind of a little indication there of someone laying in bed, triggering it with their phone to flick the light switch and turn the light off. Some compliance logos, a website, and an email address there. On the left-hand side, easy to attach, no tools required. Set a schedule, job done automatically. Set a password for authorized access only if you need to. And it's a replaceable battery that lasts up to 600 days. On the top, just the SwitchBot logo. And on the bottom, we have some specifications here. So the size is 43 by 37 by 24 millimeters. The weight is 42 grams or 1.5 ounces approximately. The power is via a replaceable CR2 battery, just one of those, and 600 days of use under lab-controlled conditions of 25 degrees C using the switch twice a day. For network connectivity, we've got Bluetooth Low Energy 4.2 and above, a range up to 80 meters in an open area. That will obviously change significantly once you're indoors and have walls to go through and those kinds of things. The swinging angle is 120 degrees maximum, and the torque strength 1 kgf max. Is not sure what kgf stands for, but it can apply one of those. So if your switch is particularly strong, it may not be able to apply enough force to trigger it. System requirements, Android OS 5.0 or higher, and iOS 11 or higher, or watch OS. So with that outside of the box out of the way, we'll take it out of the box and have a look at the unit itself. So we'll grab the edge of this sticker on the bottom and just pull that back. And as always, it is quite sticky. This is the first one that I haven't needed any additional help to get unstuck though, so that is a good sign. These stickers that they use are really very, very good. They're very well sealed. I'm just using this screwdriver to get under the edges of the flap there so that I don't have to tear the box open. We'll just open that up and we'll pull out the little plastic tray there. We've got everything out of the box in that. So we've got SwitchBot Bot user manual on top. Read the user manual carefully before using the device. It tells us what's in the box. We've got spare adhesive tape and some add-ons. So we're left now with the SwitchBot unit, which I'll pull out of the box, and we've also got this little biodegradable plastic baggie, and inside here, if I open that up without, so inside our little baggie we've got our spare VHB tape, which is nice. I'll just drop that back in the tray over here, and we've got two of these little add-on tags. So these are particularly useful in a specific mode where if you have a switch that is a large paddle, where you would maybe normally press one edge to turn it on and then press the other edge to turn it off, you can set up the SwitchBot bot to press, and using this little tag, you can then set it up to pull up on the same edge of the switch so that it can toggle the switch appropriately. And we'll take a look at the unit now. The unit does have the battery inside it, so it does feel a little bit heavy. The build quality still feels quite nice. Slightly textured plastic around the outside, and we see we've got the arm just kind of sticking through there. nice high quality 3M VHB tape to stick the unit to wherever we need it to actually do its job. Compliance information on the back here, don't throw it in the trash. There's not a lot of other markings except for SwitchBot on the front, and there's a nice kind of peely sticker here. We can peel that off, a little bit like a screen protector, and it's a nice kind of textured finish there. If I just pop my screwdriver in under here and give that a little wiggle, we should be able to pull the top off here and see the inside. So we've got our reset button there. We can just kind of see part of the arm there, and we've got the CR2 battery there. There's a little connector there as well. I'm guessing that connector is for the motor to connect to the little control board that's just under this plastic here. One day I might actually be interested in pulling one of these apart, but it will probably be if and when it ever fails that I would do that, because I don't want to disrespect SwitchBot, who have kindly sent this over. I'm going to pull out the plastic tab here and then push the battery back in, and we got a little LED glow there for a second. All right, so with the battery installed and the isolation tab taken out, we should now be ready to pair this SwitchBot up. I'm going to, in my SwitchBot app here, open up, we're just on the main page here. I'll tap the plus button in the top right and tap add device. And it's scanning for Bluetooth devices nearby, and it has found the curtains, it's found the remote, the outdoor meter, but more importantly, it's found the bot. So I'll tap bot and tap to control to help you identify the bot you'd like to add. I'm just going to close that. It looks like it's bot 77. I only have the one bot. So I'm going to tap that and tap next. So initial setup bot 77. I'm going to change that to, I'll just call it bot for now. And the room, for the room, I'll leave that in the dining room. And the display type is currently switch, or we can set it to light. Now I'm not sure if this changes the functionality. I will set it just to switch for now, and we'll tap confirm. This may actually just change the way it displays. So I'll tap next, and now we've got bot. It says you can only control this device using Bluetooth currently. If we wanted to connect to a hub, because we don't yet have a hub, we're going to look at a hub in a future video. We can't actually control it with anything but Bluetooth right now, but that's okay. I'll tap next, and I'll tap done. We'll tap install. It says check to make sure all accessories are present. The bot, the add-on, and the spare adhesive tape. I'll tap next. Select the mode. So there's two different modes. There's press mode, or there is switch mode. So we'll take a look at how they differ, but you can kind of see, I mentioned before that there's the mode where it can turn the light on using the paddle, and then it can pull to lift up that switch and make sure that it can turn something both on and off, versus a toggle switch that you would have in normal press mode there. So you've got on or off. I'm going to leave this in press mode right now. We might test out the switch mode later. So it's saying your bot will switch the mode you've selected to help you test the installation spot during setup. This mode will also be synced in the homepage after the setup. Continue. I'll tap OK. It's connected, and it's connected successfully. So we've got select the installation guide. We've got pictorial or video. I'll just go pictorial for now. And it says to position the bot before removing the tape liner, place your bot near the middle of your switch and firmly press and hold. Tap test to check performance. So I'm just going to pop that out of the way. I'm going to tap test, and we can see that it has pressed the button there. I'll test that again, so we can see that working away there. So it does also work with my light switches, because my light switches are just simple push buttons. I'm going to just say I'm okay with that. Attach the bot to the chosen position, it says, and then we can go next and test the bot's performance. So if I tap the SwitchBot icon to see if the bot functions properly, everything's okay. Push the bot against the installation surface for 30 seconds to ensure it's attached securely. So again, I can tap the icon there, and you'll see on camera there, it does lift itself up. So I'll just get a different angle there so that you can actually see it in action. So the little arm swings out, and it does come a fair bit past this front edge of the unit as well. So I'm not sure how well you can see that on camera. Yeah, you can definitely see that there. So I will tap finish on there, and now we have the bot in press mode, and I can drill into that and we can see the details. So we can change the name, the home or the room. We've got our display type. We can either display it as a switch or a light, and you just see that change there. I'll change that back to light for now. If we drill in here, we can change the mode. So at the moment it is in press mode, and we can also change the press hold time. So if we need to hold the button down for say 5 seconds, we can actually add that delay in to the press there. I'll just confirm it at 0 seconds, but I'm going to tap press mode and I'm going to change this to switch mode. We'll just tap OK there, and it's going to change to switch mode now. So you might just be able to see it's changed the location of the arm there a little bit. So this is the off position. We can also reverse the on and off directions there if we wanted to. So this would be the on position in that case. Just move that back. In that mode, if we go back out, we can see that we've just got a toggle button here. So if I go off on that, it pulls up and then drops back down a little bit. And then if I go on, it pushes down and then pulls back up a little bit. And if we click on it, we've got on or we've got off, and we can go back to settings here. I'm going to change the mode back to press mode. I think I like press mode. It's probably the one I'm going to most likely be using, and it just demonstrated that press mode there. Backing out here, we can set a password. So we can set a password on here. So actions assigned to a paired remote become invalid, and we would need to reassign actions to the remote if we've done that. I don't think we need to set a password for this particular unit right now, but you can add a layer of security. Say, for example, you live in a house with other people and they might also have SwitchBot accessories that are Bluetooth enabled. You don't want them turning your lights on and off, etc. You could quite reasonably set that passcode to prevent them from doing so. We can set a schedule here, so add an hour and minute, how many times to do something, whether it's only once, or we could repeat that schedule daily. And in the press mode, and we could save that. I won't do that right now. Compare it with the SwitchBot remote, and when we went into that menu, we had our SwitchBot curtain remote that I've paired in a previous video, has just beeped at me to tell me where it is. I'm not going to pair that with the remote right now. We've got installation and accessories. This is the installation guide that we've just gone through a moment ago. We've got cloud services are currently off because we don't have a hub connected. We can only use the cloud services if we have the hub. NFC tags, so we can use an NFC tag to press the button. We would have to scan that NFC tag here into the SwitchBot app. We can see some logs. So these are the logs from the device when it has a run, and take a look at those logs. You'll also see that it's got app control is when it has triggered. Frequently asked questions takes us to the FAQ website as well. We've got firmware and battery. So our battery level is showing as full there, and our firmware version is showing as 6.6, and it doesn't look like there's an update for that firmware right now. And we've got device info, and we've got our Bluetooth low energy MAC address there. This time I'm not going to write that down because from what I've seen in the Home Assistant integration, it auto discovers these now properly. So backing out, there's really not a whole lot else to say about the local app. It just does its thing. It is pretty simple. We'll take a look now at seeing if we can get this unit paired with our Home Assistant using the SwitchBot integration in Home Assistant that just uses our Bluetooth connection there. So I'm going to head over to settings in my Home Assistant here and then go to devices and services, and we have a bot 7077, which is the last 4 digits of the MAC address of this particular SwitchBot. So we can just hit configure. Do you want to set up bot 7077? And I'll go okay. And we've got success and bot 77070 Wohan SwitchBot. So we can choose where we are going to put this SwitchBot. I could put it in the laundry, for example, to turn the external lights on and off. If I tap finish on that now, and we drill down into SwitchBot, we've got two devices, and you'll see we've got bot 7077 there. If I drill in bot 7077, we've got our battery, and the entity not shown is our Bluetooth signal strength. So the controls here, it looks like it's just on and off button. The problem I have with that is that this is in press mode, it's not in switch mode. So I'm a little concerned that the Home Assistant integration doesn't seem to take any of that into account. That said, if I press off, nothing's happened. If I press on, nothing's happened either. So that's a little bit concerning that it's not actually doing anything. If I drill in, if we look at the attributes, it does show that the switch mode is momentary and the last run success is set to unknown. I'm going to turn on the Bluetooth signal to make sure that we actually have a decent signal here. So it seems like the SwitchBot bot integration with Home Assistant is maybe not particularly robust. There could be all sorts of things going on here. It could be the Bluetooth buffer is full and it's taking a little while to actually push that through. There we go. So that actually took easily a full minute or two to actually trigger from Home Assistant to press the button. So if I press the button again, let's see how long it takes. Okay, so that took a while. It took a few seconds. I would say it probably took around 6 or 7 seconds. Just try turning it off instead. So that took 16 seconds to actually make a change there. This could have a lot to do with the Bluetooth signal not being particularly great. It's not super responsive from Home Assistant. It seems to be perfectly fine from the native app, but my phone is right next to the bot. So it's entirely possible that there would be a bit more of a delay if we were further apart. My first real concern is the way that it does display the controls. It's an on and off control, even though it is in that momentary mode that we saw. And for whatever reason, Home Assistant knows that it's in momentary, so it doesn't show just a push button. It still shows on and off, which is just bizarre that it wouldn't modify based on what it actually is. That turn off event happened really quickly. That's okay. So that's interesting. After a few triggers, it seems to actually be really responsive again. So it's turning on and off a lot better than it was. And when I do click on, even though it is already on, it is triggering the bot. Yeah, okay. So the same could be said for off. So for whatever reason, it was lagging a lot before. It seems to be a lot better now. It may have just taken a little while to establish a good Bluetooth connection there. Again, I think we might also find that if our Bluetooth signal was stronger, it would probably be better. But it certainly seems I spoke too soon. It was being nice and responsive, but it stopped being responsive now. So yeah, okay, there we go. Our Bluetooth signal went down, went up to minus 55 rather than where it was at minus 85. So it's definitely to do with our Bluetooth signal being not particularly strong here is causing those delays. So the important lesson learned here with this particular unit is that you do need a strong Bluetooth connection to it in order for the device to react in a timely manner. And in a future video, we will be exploring Bluetooth proxies that may in fact help you to improve your Bluetooth range. So that is the SwitchBot bot. I really do think that this is an ingenious solution to automating switches and buttons around the house. It will be interesting to explore some of the different use cases that we can come up with for this. I do wish that it was easier to get replacement VHB tape for these though, because it may be a case that I want to try different things for a period of time to kind of just test them out. As we saw as well, the integration over Bluetooth with Home Assistant was particularly easy. The challenge, of course, being that if our Bluetooth signal is a little bit weak, we are going to have not a great time communicating with this particular device. It is excellent that the integration is so simple, and we could then add compatible light switches or coffee machines, etc., in, even though they might be just less than smart devices, shall we say. It's pretty cool that this is an option available if you do have a compatible light switch and maybe you are a renter that can't modify wiring in the house, or you maybe want to automate other things like a coffee machine, the computer power button, or something else. It does mean then that the barrier to entry in a smart home is a lot lower than it could be otherwise. As I say, the obvious limitation here is if you want to add voice control, you do then also need to get the SwitchBot Hub as well, and we will be taking a look at the SwitchBot Hub in a future video. As always, let me know your thoughts on the SwitchBot Bot in the comment section below. That is all we have for this video, and I do hope that it helped you in your smart home and home automation journey. Be sure to drop a comment below with a home automation idea that you'd like to see me cover in a future video. And don't forget to also follow HiveMind Automation on Instagram and Facebook. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button down below to give it a like. And if you're not already subscribed, please take a moment and consider subscribing now. While you're at it, if you hit the bell icon, you'll get notified when I release new videos, and that's normally every week. Lastly, if you enjoy what I do here and you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Any contribution you make through Buy Me a Coffee does get put towards making more and hopefully better content for you to enjoy. Don't forget to check out my website, hivemindautomation.com.au. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Stu from HiveMind Automation, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.